panels, you can place blocks in panel regions. With mini panels, you can place panels in block regions. It's only fair, right? While it's true that most things are cuter in miniature, unless you're building panels of puppies, mini panels isn't really the cute alternative to panels, just a more portable version. Mini panels enables you to create a portable panels component that can utilize layouts, use context, and add content to panels that may then be placed in block regions using the block administration page. It can even be used to build mega menus using the Menu Mini Panels module, which I will not be covering in this lesson due to problematic alliteration issues. However, in this lesson, we will build an enhanced footer region containing 3 menus in 3 columns using mini panels and the block administration page. By the end of this lesson, you'll be on your way to creating simply adorable mini panels that can be placed as blocks on your Drupal site. On my site, I want to add a panel to my footer region that contains 3 columns with the navigation, user menu, and main menu contained in each column. But so far in panels, I've only been able to add panels to the main content region. So how do I add panels to the content region? Well, I can do that using mini panels. So I'll go ahead and enable mini panels. I've already downloaded the panels package, and Mini Panels is one of the modules contained in Panels. So I'll enable that here and click Save Configuration. Now I can go to Structure, Mini Panels, and this is where I can administrate my mini panels. I can add, edit, or delete them. So first I'm going to add a mini panel by clicking on the Add button. I'll give it an administrative title of Footer Menus. This is going to give it a machine name and a regular title. And I'll give it an administrative description for my future self or anyone else that's administrating this site. Navigation, user, and main menus in a 3-column mini panel. I'll leave this category blank. It's going to default to mini panels, but if you're creating a host of mini panels, this is a great way to keep things organized. I'll click Continue. And I don't have any contexts or relationships I need to add because I'm just dropping in menus. So I'll click Continue. And now I can choose my 3-column layout by selecting the columns 3 category and then this 3-column layout here. I'll click Continue. And now this should look quite familiar if you've been playing around with panels at all. I've got my 3 regions with a gear in each corner where I can add content. So I'll start with the left side and I'll click the gear, then add content. I'll go into menus and first I'll add my navigation menu. I clicked on that and I can override the title here if I wished. I could use keywords from context, or I can use the title to contain the original title, or I can display no title at all by checking override title, then using the Drupal keyword none with angle brackets surrounding it. But I'm just going to leave this as is and click finish. Next, I'll go into the middle column, click the gear, then add content, go back into menus, and now I want to add the user menu to that middle column. So now I'll click finish. And finally on the right side, I'll add content, go back into menus, and I'll add my main menu, then finish. I'll click on the preview button to see how my content looks. And if I needed to make any other changes, if I wanted to change these content pane titles, I could go back in to my content pane by clicking the gear, then settings, and I could override the title. But I'm going to call this good, so I'll click finish. Now I can go back in, I can edit, disable, delete, clone, or export this mini panel, but what I'd really like to do is add this to my footer region right now. So I'm going to go over to the block administration page, and I can get to that through the admin menu by clicking Structure, Blocks, and this should look pretty familiar if you've used blocks at all. Under Disabled Blocks, I've got my mini panel of footer menus. I can drag this up to the footer, or I could have selected it from the drop-down menu. And now I'll click Save. I can administrate the visibility settings just as I would a regular block by clicking the Configure button. But first, let's see if this worked. Let's head over to the home page, scroll down, and now in my footer region, I've got a 3-column panel containing the navigation, user, and main menus. If I want to edit this mini panel, I can do it in several different ways. I can hover over the mini panel and go to the configure block link that appears in the contextual menu. Then I could modify any of the block visibility settings or region settings, or this new link appears, manage this mini panel. So I can click on that. And this navigation is not a linear wizard as it may appear to be. I can jump around to any section by clicking on these links. So I can jump over to content or back to context if I wanted to add a context, settings. So I don't need to proceed through this settings, context, layout, content by using any of these submit buttons. I can just jump around as needed. So here I could add more content. I could modify the settings of these panels, whatever I needed to do. If I wanted to export this mini panel, I could click on the export tab, select all, copy this, and paste it into another site or wherever I needed to import this mini panel. So using the mini panels module, you can create a panels layout with unique layout or content, and you can drop that into any region available in your theme. For our purposes here, I created a mini panel with a 3-column layout, and I dropped in the navigation, user menu, and main menu. Then I used the block administration page to move that mini panel into the footer region. I can configure visibility settings just as I would a normal block, or I can manage the mini panel by going back into the footer menus mini panel and clicking on any of these sections that I need to edit. I can change the layout or content, or I can export the mini panel. So that's how you can use mini panels to drop in panels to any region in your theme.